How the new side quest works. Hello everybody, welcome to a brand new video. Something just to point out before going anywhere for this particular video is that there's a known issue. While swapping champs in legendary incursions, the mode is not removing previously swapped champions from your selection page. However, selecting a champion who was previously been swapped out will put you into a loop which will return you to the champ selection page. You will not be able to reuse the champion as is intended, so bear in mind that particular issue. But that's not what we're going to try and do in this video. We're going to try and go over a guide as to how this particular side quest works and give you some top tips. Do check out in the link in the description the spreadsheet, which is has got how the side quest works, just a little breakdown from the forum thread, and we'll also go over it in this particular video. In a nutshell, it's incursions. We're doing incursions this month. There's a lot more to this that meets the eye, and as well there's going to be specific things which is going to be important for you. The spreadsheet will be built out in time, like I'm going to write after this video, the objectives guide, which I'm about to start. And then there's also best teams for incursions and champions for incursions, best teams and champions for incursions, total filaments, which is still something I'm building out, I'm going to refer to in this video, and also filament store spend scenarios, which is again is another work in progress. It's called coming soon for a reason. The first 72 hours I'm flat out trying to make these spreadsheets kind of built out, just to helps out people. It may not help you, but it may help someone else, and that's what we want to see, give help to people. The incursion setup this month is very strange. Of course, it's going to be just going into incursions, which we're going to do in a second. But one thing to point out is there's a lot of solo events that come in the side of things to kind of bolster this. So you've got these kind of one day solo event, the daily zone bonus, which is completing incursions to earn points. Points help out, and I think they help out between the milestone, which says complete incursions, threat level, whatever it is, and higher. Do your own incursions, threat level zone, and it means that you will get points. Points mean prizes, and I believe these points go towards Incursions Milestones, which is part of the event. So if you go to the incursion things here, legendary incursions, and I go to view rewards and I go to milestone rewards, I believe those are the things that can help out with the points. So those points will be added to the in progress, which you can see right here, and are part of the 7 days. It's all very weird and complex and complicated. Kabam don't obviously make things too simple at times, but there's also more. There's a Mountain of Muscles solo event. There's a Big Brain solo event. Each of them have different types of characteristics and things, like trade the filaments, get some shards, get some gold, get some other things as well. So that's going on. There's also team player and going it alone. Things that are win fights with Guillotine 29, or champions that are synergied. And those are fights within Alliance Quest, Alliance Wars. So we're going to have to do some guides on that and breaking that down. There's also going it alone, which is still you doing things in incursions. Practice mode, I think it says, excluding those particular things. So any game modes excluding those particular things. So we'll have to again find some kind of champion options to do that. Look out for a video breaking that down a bit later on today. But yeah, there's a lot of other things going on at the same time. Also, a lot of players will note that they will see a Legends title token. You may want to get this. It's going to be up to you whether or not you're going to take part in the Legends event this month or save. Now here's the thing, you don't have to rush to get this done. Some highly skilled people will be able to smash up to zone 25 right off the bat. But something that I would advise players, and something to note, is revives and health potions. There looks to be a load of incursions health things already there at the moment, but there should be some in the Body and Filaments store somewhere here, unless it's a case it will come in time. It says view details. I want to say this might be bugged at this particular time. There we go. So to get these particular filaments. I've also got to redo a guide, which the problem is how these filaments work out, because you've got body and mind filaments, so it's double of these particular things. So it's finding out how much of X and how much of Y of these filaments you have, because that causes an issue and a problem to make things clear. I really wish Kabam had done 1 currency as opposed to 2, but that again is down to Kabam. So that's something as well to say. There's 2 currencies, not 1, and of course I'll need to change my my filaments guide and breakdown of how the totals are, because there's two different currencies. That's smart, isn't it, doing that and not confusing everybody. But because there's two different stores, there's obviously the body and mind filaments. They have different kinds of emblems and looks. So I'll need to kind of like, prepare for that, as well as a lot of us will, because spending is going to be important. So how do you get these currencies? Well, by doing incursions. That's the first thing. When you go into incursions, you'll see that there are currencies of body filaments and mind filaments. Two different currencies, so that just clarifies that for a lot of people. Are there any extra currencies to get? Well, there is. By going to objectives, as we said a moment ago, there is a volume of currency available. In the 2015 Legends one, which is currently on at the moment, it looks to be all one particular type of currency, which is mind filaments. So I can imagine when it comes to the others that come in, which is 2016 Legends, there will probably be a different type of filaments to get, which obviously will be broken down as it is, and that's always helpful, isn't it? As I said, two different currencies, but wasn't really kind of explained that well. It would be nice to see something a bit visual. I would also remind a lot of players to affix relics to champions they plan to use in incursions. The reason that this is the case is because, believe it or not, some of the hacks are very specific to if you have relics, you get extra bonuses. So if you were doing, let's say, 150% damage with one thing, 300% extra instead of 150 is a lot more. So yes, if you want that extra spike of damage, then I would advise a lot of players to affix relics to your champions you plan to use in incursions. Whether or not you're doing it as part of a team or not, then please kind of like consider that just for those extra bonuses. There's also an extra warning to everybody that you will face off against some of the newer champions, Vox and Photon. You're also going to face off against champions that are science and champions that are cosmic. Now what I'm going to do, and what I advise a lot of people, is break yourself in gently to incursions. I'm doing a Sector 5 at the moment, and the reason I'm doing a Sector 5 is just to train. Yeah, going into Sector 6 is a good kind of like idea, and let's do it, but at the same time, I'm always trying to think to myself, okay, well, let's try and make sure something's new. And incursions is new, by the way. This new type of iteration of incursions is brand new. So make sure that you trained yourself on the new changes before going in. There's nothing worse than kind of going yourself right at the deep end really early on. Do Sector 1, Sector 2, Sector 3, Sector 4. Do those. And then see whether or not it's the mode for you, whether it works as a monthly thing, whether or not you're doing well. Experiment with champions. 5-minute reset timer on some champions. Well, all champions. Also, use it as a good chance to experiment with champions. Just get playstyles underway and also play about with some of the hacks. If a hack works, it works. If it's one of the like interesting hacks, if it's like a buff cornucopia, it's not something that's going to really bolster a champion, then you can find it. Go and experiment around with that. Wow, I really don't know what to make of this Vox. Like, he's pretty meaty, to be honest. I don't like that SP1. I can see that being like a problem going into future rooms, but I did it. That was good. Do you know what? So far, I'm actually really enjoying the new setup of incursions. I'm probably going to do like a dissection at some point, but so far, so good. So that's something, you know, to say that the new incursions is rocking and rolling in a style and a way that I actually kind of like agree with. It seems to be like, I don't know really properly describe it. It's like more efficient is probably the way. Efficient, quicker, snappier. This is obviously Sector 5, so it's not getting into Sector 6. It feels like the health pools are a bit more stockier, if that's a kind of a good description of that one. And of course, there's a lot less in the way of getting things like hacks quickly. There only seems to be like one hack or something per room, which isn't great. I can imagine that... Oh, here we go. So you get to a certain point where you're able to do stuff like this. This is interesting, where this one's a healing module, where you either get like... a healing to one of your champions. I think these are at random. This one here is a common module, and at times it will drop rare modules. So there's a little bit of RNG involved with it. So I guess this is kind of cool. I don't know. This, as I said, I'll do a full dissection video because I want to kind of delve in, to this a bit more and kind of then get more of a rounded opinion. But yeah. In any case, try and have fun with this content. It may be for some, it may not be for others, but I think, you know, with day one, just see how it goes. Yes, Battlegrounds is on at the moment, so trying to do everything is a bit difficult, but try and find some time to at least do like 1, 2, maybe 3 rooms, and before you know it, you might be done with it. And of course, we'll do some guides to help you out in order to, you know, make sure that your time is well used. So look out for objective and solo event guides coming very, very soon. And that's been a video of how the side quest works for this month. I wish you good luck in the grind, and check out some other content located on screen. I'll see you in some other guide videos in a short moment. Cheers, everybody. Have a great day. Bye-bye.